Hi,
My name is Tracy,
and my name is Lynn.
and together we
are
are Bollocks and Balls. We like to chat
And boy, can we chat.
about the bollocks and balls.
Mainly in our heads, but also about life in general. After all, it's good to talk. This is a good start as usual.
Oh, yes, better. I usually hold
I
it.
don't like it with the stand.
I do, because I can hold it like that. Look.
Oh, okay.
See?
I just find that more awkward.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
kind of like it just like this, like I'm, Bonnie Tyler on a stage or something.
You go with that vision. That's absolutely fine.
Don't think my Welsh accent works enough to become Bonnie Tyler, to be honest. Or my vocal
I was
range.
thinking, what Welsh accent?
My vocal range doesn't run that far either.
No, that's a bit of an epic one, isn't it?
Yeah, she has got a cracking voice.
Absolutely.
I'd love to be able to sing.
Oh, I would as well. I can't sing for toffee.
No.
I can't play music either for toffee, which is a bit disappointing.
Have you ever tried?
Yes.
What did you try?
Well, I used to try and play the piano because my dad wouldn't teach me because he was a keyboard player in a jazz band. But
Did
and
it
we had a
skip a
big-
graduation?
No. Thought it was a musical.
Oh, but that's good, but it just skipped you.
I know. I did learn to play White Christmas once on the piano because we had a piano and an organ at home because obviously Dad played. But no, he'd never teach me. So I did teach myself a little bit, but only because I had it written there. I didn't really read music or anything.
It's a hard thing to read music.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So now, maybe I should.
I think you
In
should.
my old age, I should.
I think you should.
I'd quite like to play the drums. As soon as there's drums here, I could get some lessons, couldn't I?
I think you should do that.
Okay, I'll ask nicely. See if I can get some lessons. I'm sure she'll teach me. Well, she might say yes until I'm useless, and then she might not.
And she'll tell you to get off her drum kit and go and do one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd quite like to, really.
I think it's good.
I
think it is.
Can you play?
I used to be able to play the guitar.
Did you?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. A little while back. Yeah, I'm talking donkeys years ago.
Are you good?
No, probably not.
What could you play?
I don't remember with a guitar. I remember the things I used to play on the recorder.
Oh, God.
So I could play Good King Wenceslas.
Lovely.
And
I'm not saying I'd like to hear it, though.
Please don't. I used to have one of those treble recorders as well.
Did you?
Yeah, the big ones, yeah.
See, poshly.
Seriously, I've had Posh Lynn for like the past week. Suddenly turned into Posh Lynn.
How did that start?
Because we were out last week and you said my car was posh and then it just didn't stop about Posh Lynn.
Oh, your car is posh. Her car is posh. Don't listen to her.
So then it all started about Posh Lynn then.
We had a jolly out for the day, didn't we?
We had a good day. It was fab. We loved it.
We went to the beach.
It
It
was
rained.
But it doesn't matter,
Lovely.
does it?
No, we had chips. So it didn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Everything's solved with chips, to be perfectly
Absolutely.
honest. It solves everything in life.
Yeah.
But it's nice. See, I like it. I like being in autumn and sitting in a car when it's piddling down with rain and you can see outside.
I love it. And we've done that today, haven't we? 'Cause
Yes.
We had a work day and we were going to have a break and go for a walk. And as we decided we'd go for a walk, it absolutely pissed back. But it pissed hailstones.
Yes, it did.
So we sat watching it out the
Oh,
window.
I love it.
And it's just like the noise in it.
I love
It's just amazing. The weather is amazing, but it just wants you to makes you want to just curl up under a blanket.
See, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could curl up into a blanket with a fire and either just watch the fire or just listen to the weather outside.
Something nice about it, isn't there?
I find it really comforting. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But
no, that's not weird at all. I love it. I think it's amazing. Just if you switch everything off, and as long as you're like all nice and warm and cozy, and just listen to like the rain beating or the wind. I love.
Yeah.
I find the wind really scary, but I love listening to it.
I love listening to it.
It's amazing. Do you think that takes us back to our roots in a sense? Because like we must, well, not the only animal, but there are a lot of animals that like hibernate away, aren't there?
Oh yeah.
So do you think there's something? Do you think once we sort of did that? I don't know. Maybe in caves they did a bit. Maybe they had to because of the weather. I
was going to say, to be honest, if they were living in this country in the middle of winter, you're not gonna. Well, you would be outside, but you would have to be more inside, wouldn't you?
And also, do you think they did like store food?
Yeah.
They have to, wouldn't they? Because there wouldn't be so much about to go out and kill.
That's things like where salting came from.
Yes.
Because it used to dry it out, and then you would put it in stews and stuff like that. So then it would re-moisten then.
And I don't know what you call them, the people that used to live in Eskimos and things. I couldn't think what they were called then. I was going to call them igloo people.
Gordon Bennett. Like the PC brigade.
Didn't they used to, or people who lived in those climates, they used to bring the fish in and chop it and then freeze it in their own little, obviously not in a plug-in freezer. They used to build
not your average chest freezer.
No. But they used to do that in bulk. They catch almost like a whale-sized fish, wouldn't they? And is a fish a whale? It's a mammal.
No. A whale's a mammal.
You can't call it a fish, can you?
No.
But it is a fish.
No, yeah. It's not. A whale's a whale.
Whale's a whale. Yeah, you can't call it a fish, but it is a fish, but it's not a fish, it's a mammal. What?
It is a fish, but it's not a fish, so I can't call it a fish, but it is a fish. Why is it a fish?
Because it swims in the sea, so it's a fish.
Well, on that flipping logic, octopuses would be a fish. They swim in the freaking sea.
What would you call them? I'd call them a fish. Maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, I've never called an octopus something.
Oh, an octopus is an octopus, isn't it? I don't know what category of species it is.
Yeah, nor do I.
No, I wouldn't have the faintest idea.
Do you call a shrimp a fish?
No, that's seafood. That's a crustacean. A shrimp is a crustacean.
Well, that's getting confusing, eh? Just fish, aren't they? Just if they live in the sea, water, and they swim.
That's like saying that everything that lives on the earth is a mammal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. A whale is still got to be a fish, though. It's just a big fish.
It's a fucking huge fish.
Yeah, but it looks like a fish.
But whales are mammals, aren't they? It doesn't look like a fish. Does your average goldfish look like a whale?
It does. It's long, it's got a tail, it's got fins, it's got a little hole that spurts out water. That's a fish.
Fish haven't got little holes they spurt water out of.
Well, they've got little holes they breathe out of, haven't they? On the side. It looks like a fish. It's just a big fish.
Oh my good God.
Why have we never had a conversation about fish before?
I don't know. I don't know why we're having a freaking conversation about it now.
Anyway, if I was a caveman,
let's go back.
I would hibernate.
I think hibernation's a good thing.
I do too.
That's why I want to be a bear. I reckon I was a bear in a previous life.
Do you?
Yeah, because I like hibernating. Bears are really cool, right? So during hibernation, bears give birth to their cubs.
What? And they're not awake?
No, they give birth to them during the hibernation, and then the baby bears suckle on them, and then when they come out of hibernation.
Well, that's a bit freaking clever, that is, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't
You
it?
give birth and you're not aware. You
Yeah,
have cubs and you're not aware, you just let them get on with it.
yeah. And then you come out of
They got that stuff,
hibernation,
haven't they?
you find a tree, and you spend 10 minutes scratching your back up it like Baloo. That's why I want to be a bear. And I could probably eat as much as I like, and nobody gives a shit. And I would accept myself for just being the size I am, of being a big old brown bear.
That's true. Good thinking.
Nobody would give a flying fuck if I was a size 10 or
knew
not.
that they did that.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. It's so cool.
I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah. So there you
Not
go.
be around. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good thinking, that is.
I think that's amazing thinking. I think as humans we need to evolve to do that.
I think, but do you think once we did a little bit, we sat in our cave for a few months and
I think so.
just stocked up on?
I think so. I
Everything.
think you get to that point then, don't you? That you would stock up on food. Because if you think about it, and I don't know whether this is just me, it probably is. But if you think about, do you eat certain things in the summer and certain things in the winter?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't eat stew when it's like 35 degrees outside, would you?
No.
Whereas stew during the winter, it's like really warming and it fills you up. And
But also, if you were a caveman and it's like 3 feet of snow outside,
yeah,
or the ground is hard, you wouldn't be out there digging carrots, would you?
no, they probably didn't have carrot seeds then either.
So you wouldn't. You'd have to make a stew.
Yeah, that's it. So you would make it from the meat that you'd hunted during the summer, and you'd obviously rehydrate.
They had nut roast.
They might well have done. I could have given them a really good recipe.
Do it if you're a squirrel.
Do you reckon they do that? Anything else with their nuts, squirrels?
Hey?
I said, do you think they do anything else with their nuts, squirrels? Do you think, or they just eat them as they are?
Yeah, just eat them like that.
They don't think, oh, I'd like a nice nut roast here.
No, probably not.
But they do that. They don't hibernate, but they store things for the winter.
Yeah, they do. See, they're sensible.
So we do the same. We store stuff for the winter. I'm sure, evolutionarily, we must store fat during the winter, naturally, because obviously you're going into colder times.
Do you think that that's why in COVID everybody went out and bought toilet rolls and like pasta and that, because that comes back to being that's something that we automatically want to do?
Do you think caveman's all fucked up to think during the winter of
But that we have that inbred thing to store, and they would have done if they had a Sainsbury's, wouldn't they?
No, right now in my head I've got visions of them picking up leaves and storing them in piles to use as bum wipes.
Well, you never know. It came from toilet roll, evolved from something, didn't it? You had to use something.
So I guess maybe then that's it may be genius.
What,
They're
me? What, me?
That's you.
I'll take that.
But like you say, during the summer, nice green fresh leaves, because when they drop off the trees during autumn and winter, they get a bit soggy and mushy. They're not good to wipe your bum with, are they?
No.
So nice fresh green leaves, they take them off and store them. Plenty to wipe your bum with during the winter.
Well, they are, see. But that habit that we form of doing that because it's a program, isn't it? Like, why did then suddenly, when we think we're being like locked down, which is a bit like what the animals do in
Hibernation.
hibernation,
Yeah, it is.
that we automatically default to, right, we've got to stock up. So it's got to be an inbred thing.
Hasn't it? Actually, it has, hasn't it? It's got to be an evolutionary thing that's inbuilt in us, like you say, to do that for times of scarcity.
Yeah. And a lot of people these days suffer from like SAD syndrome. Do you call it SAD syndrome?
Yeah, seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah. Well, do you think that's because we've evolved to push through and not listen to our bodies and keep pushing so that we don't do those hibernation things? So we don't then. It's a bit like a relax and recharge, isn't it? Hibernation.
Yes.
You can't sort of do much. And you do tend to slow down. I think that's
I
like we
definitely
get a lot more lazy, and there's nothing bad with the word lazy.
No.
It's okay to be lazy, but we do behave differently in the winter months than we do in the summer months, and we tend to sort of have less energy. But maybe we should listen to that. Is that our body's telling us really we should be preparing for hibernation? And we should be doing those things. So we should be putting our feet up in front of the fire a bit and just snuggling in for longer hours than we would do.
I think totally, because if you think our bodies run on a circadian rhythm, and our circadian... I can't remember how to spell it.
Posh word.
You posh fucking words. But if you think our circadian rhythms are based around daylight hours and darkness.
Yeah.
So naturally, obviously because the evenings draw in darker sooner, we naturally start to wind down earlier in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, if you think during the summer, we're all rushing around till 8, 9 o'clock because it's still light outside, and we think, oh yeah, we've got plenty of time to do stuff. But I know on a personal level, by like 6, 7 o'clock, I'm done.
Or you just want to shut the door, shut the world out. And then,
close the curtains. Yeah, snuggle up.
So it is a natural instinct, isn't it? But we beat ourselves up a little bit for that, I think, don't we?
Oh, God, yeah,
we don't
definitely.
beat ourselves up for running around in the summer till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, do we?
No.
But we do beat ourselves up in the winter for getting lazy.
Yes.
But we should maybe reword it, because it's about recharging.
And it is just going with the flow, isn't it? And with that seasonal aspect and what those seasonal aspects have on us.
Because when we change seasons, your body does change as well, because you notice a whole difference in how your hair grows, your nails grow, all those sorts of things.
So does that naturally slow down during the winter then?
Yeah.
So again, that is something that we are not in control of.
No, we should notice it more. We should take it on board that we should slow down during the winter and regather, recoup, recharge.
Yeah, because like you say, it's our natural state of being. If we listen to what it is our bodies are telling us, but like you say, we're programmed not to.
No, we don't.
But yeah, so it is that natural flow of things.
Yeah, and we should be okay with that.
Oh God, yeah. But people, like you say, people aren't, are they?
No.
They're not okay with not doing something. They're not okay with spending,
and keeping your energies up, which I get to a certain extent, but also allowing and accepting that our energies are lower during the winter times, but that is okay.
Yeah.
So what we should be doing is adapting to that and not pushing ourselves through. We should allow that slowdown.
But that's it. But the rest of the world doesn't, does it?
No.
It carries on the same way 365 days of the year. It doesn't incorporate that ebb and flow of the season. I suppose that's because a lot of places don't even have seasons, do they?
No.
That kind of tends to be.
But we all accept in different countries that animals do that.
Well, yes, like you say,
don't we? Because it's not just this country.
No, it's not just your tortoises that hibernate when you put them in a box, is it? But that's interesting because tortoises don't hibernate unless you put them in there. If you keep them warm, they don't need to hibernate.
Well, maybe that's why we don't hibernate as much, because we have unnaturally warm houses. But maybe if it was bloody cold,
we would
you'd
hibernate.
shut the door and go, sod off, I'm not coming out.
But also you would, wouldn't you? I think that you would naturally go to sleep earlier and be awake earlier.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got anything artificial doing that, have you? You're guided by the light within the day.
Which is probably what they did years ago, because like you said, they were guided by the light. So once it started going, you went to bed.
Yeah.
And you slept until daylight comes.
Yes. So that's your way of working that out, isn't it?
It's interesting.
It is. It's a bit like deeper meaning for us. But I just think, I think we just need to make that connection with our bodies a lot more.
Oh, absolutely we do. Yeah.
I don't think it's something that, it's certainly not something we're taught, is it? It's certainly something children aren't taught, or,
No.
Even as adults, we don't know.
No, and definitely, we all should. I think things would be a lot easier for us, mentally and physically, if we did.
Yes.
And we would know ourselves better.
Yes.
We don't take the time to get to know ourselves anymore.
No.
And how we tick.
No.
What we need and what we don't need. We just tend to push through everything.
And we don't ask questions of ourselves, whether that works for us or not works for us. Does that suit us as a person or not?
No, we only listen when physically things kick ass.
Yeah.
And begin not to work or don't work or things go wrong. Whereas actually, because is it the Chinese or the Japanese, not sure, who actually go to the doctor to keep well?
Yes.
Rather than go to the doctor when they're ill.
Yeah.
So they go to the doctor to keep well so that they avoid being ill.
Yeah.
So sensible.
Yeah. A lot of the Eastern philosophies are very much based, and they're also very much based on still having that natural form of healing rather than it all being chemically based, aren't they?
Something to be said for that.
And again, a lot of their philosophies are based around listening to themselves, gentle movement, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And again,
mind-body connection.
That mind-body connection and that connection as a community.
Yes.
So in Okinawa, which is in Japan, I think that's one of the blue zones. So blue zones are where people live the longest in the world. And Okinawa is one of them.
Why?
There's certain zones. So if you look up the word blue zones, there's certain zones in the world where people, so they have the oldest population, and that it's usually based on things like their diet, their lifestyle, and things like that. But they have found a lot of it is down to community, and that they all live in a certain community, and that whole connection in the fact that they have gentle movement every day, they eat fresh food every day, all that kind of thing, and it's all based.
Actually, that reminds me when did we go to a Dr. David Hamilton talk, and he was talking. There's a community. I can't remember where it was in the world. I think it was a little island or something. And nobody has ever had a heart attack. Do you remember that?
God, I don't remember that.
So nobody has ever had a heart attack. So they did some research on it, and they came down to the fact that they all live as a community. So there's no money exchange. They exchange job for job.
Right, okay.
So they all look after each other in that way, and nobody within that community has ever had heart disease.
That's interesting, isn't it?
So they're living their life through kindness.
Yeah.
And kindness has a real
Yeah.
mind-body connection, so that if you act with kindness and you mean it, it makes the heart behave in a different way, and it keeps all the valves clear and all that sort of thing. And they do that because they're living as a community. So they're just all helping each other. Like I said, there's no money exchange. It's just, well, you do that for me and I'll do that for you. And that's how they live. I can't remember where it was.
I wonder if that was Japan, Okinawa.
I don't think it was.
Is it somewhere else?
I'm sure it was somewhere else. I'm sure it was like sort of Ireland or something. I don't know. I think it was the same talk he was talking about melons and what a good thing melons.
I missed this one.
Did you?
Oh, actually, now you say about watermelons, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Watermelons are good for you.
Yeah. But yeah, it always stuck in my mind that this whole little tribe, that's how they live, and that's the research they did, and that's what they came up with. The only fact that that could be the only fact on why there's no heart disease within that is because they live within a community, so it's all built on looking after each other and kindness towards each other.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Because he's very big, isn't he, on that whole what kindness physically does to the body, but you have to do it as if you mean it, or think it as if you mean it. It's no good just I'll be kind because I have to.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, like you say, you need to bring that from your heart, not from...
Yeah, and it has...
Because you think you should.
Huge implications on how your heart then works.
See, it's amazing. It fascinates me. So, like you say, on the flip side for me, for that is, it's not always, is it? It's not always about what you eat or what shape your body is or anything like that, is it? It's how you live your life, and I mean that as in like emotionally and mentally and.
Well, it's like we all say in a sense. It's the whole package, isn't it?
It is.
So you put a bit of all that together, and then you have that whole package. Because if you think of that community, what they are probably eating, they're all growing it, sharing it. So it's all fresh food. It's all seasonal food. There's no chemicals on it. Yeah. So it's all that whole.
This is it, isn't it?
Package.
They probably share meals together.
Yeah.
There's a big thing about you sharing as a meal together.
As a community.
Like you say, they probably, and because that they probably eat so there is just, but it is that.
And they're obviously farming, so the physical side, they're getting there.
Yeah, they're not at the gym.
They're not having to go to the gym because they're physically doing things during their day, because it doesn't have to be necessarily about pushing yourself in a gym. It can be just you go for a good walk every day, but if you're doing something like that, you're getting that physical element in as well, aren't you? So then it all comes together.
That's the thing, isn't it? It doesn't have to be I have to go to the gym and do that. It doesn't. None of it. It is creating this lifestyle where you're listening to what works for your body and your mind.
Yeah.
Because I think some people are not built for the gym. Some people are not built for it. I'm certainly never been built for running. Do you know what I mean? But I love doing yoga. I love going for a walk. You know, we dance every week.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I dance twice a week.
Yeah.
That's what I love doing. It's movement, it's exercise, but it's stuff I love doing and stuff that works for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And that's it with everything, isn't it? You find that balance. And I know we obviously live in a whole different environment than somebody who lives on an island and there's, they don't have to go to work and all that sort of thing. But we can bring it in, and I think the biggest thing is we just need to listen to ourselves and listen to our bodies and be okay when they want to slow down.
That's it though, isn't it? Like you say, what works for you? What works for you and your body and your emotional state?
But you have to listen to it, not just think that that's what's good for it or not good for it, because we are programmed to that we should be out there doing something, whereas there are times of the year, and even as women, times of the month, when your body is going, I need to relax.
Yes.
And we don't relax. Relaxing and recharging is a huge part of what we need mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And we don't listen to that enough.
No.
And it's not being lazy.
It's not,
we have
is
this
it?
silly word that has jumped in there, and if you don't do anything, you're lazy. But there are times when you just need to relax and recharge.
And your body will put you on your bum.
Yeah.
If you don't listen.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's just like you're saying it. It's just remembering and listening to what that body tells you, because it will speak to you.
It does.
We just need to learn to listen to it and understand what it's saying.
Yeah. And I think the more we do listen, the more we hear it, the more we understand. But it's that starting point of doing that, isn't it? Taking that time to do it, and it only has to be little small steps.
Yeah. We're not asking you to.
No. So when you feel really tired, that is your body going, it's time to sleep. So instead of going, oh, I'll just do another hour's job, or I'll just and push through it, listen to it and sleep.
Yeah. Unless you're driving down the motorway, don't do that.
No. Then stop and sleep.
Yeah.
But that again is a perfect example, because if your body needs to sleep and you ignore it, it's going to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
And that can have tragic consequences.
Yeah.
So we need to listen to it. So rather than fighting and trying to keep your eyes open, don't fight it. Go with it. Stop. Sleep. And you'll probably find you only have to sleep for 10-15 minutes, and you've just done a recharge to keep going again then.
But they do reckon micro naps are good for you, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah.
That mid-daydream and that few minutes just to...
Even if you sat and did a 10-minute meditation, you're recharging yourself, aren't you?
This is it. And even if you can never find the time or the money, is having a massage is equivalent to 4 to 6 hours worth of sleep.
Lovely. What a lovely way to sleep.
I know.
Yeah.
It is that equivalent, that relaxation, that...
Well, with something like a massage, you're relaxing all the senses, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you get me and I'm mean to you and stick an elbow in you, then it's not necessary.
But you are, because you're relaxing the muscles then, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you relax the mind initially with the treatment, but then you need to relax the muscles as well. And sometimes they just need a little bit of a kick to relax, don't they?
But then, like you say, that releases that tension and that and everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's fascinating. I love it.
Interesting, isn't it? So,
if
you don't hear from us for the next 6 weeks, we're hibernating.
Oh, man.
Lynn's being a bear.
Oh, it would be. Nice wooden lodge. Fire.
You have the fire going. You
Blanket.
need somebody to stoke your fire, wouldn't you?
Food. That's all I want.
Lovely.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Be ideal. Just stick me in one of those. I'll send to nowhere where nobody can find me.
Sometimes we just have to go back to basics, don't we?
Oh, there's something about being back in basic. That nature, that.
And we're drawn to it, because how many of us, like, when we chill, run off to the beach and just sit and, like you said, even if it is sat in the car watching the weather, but you're near the waves, you just feel at home, don't you? And you just, it's almost like that area, being in that environment, just allows you to just go, oh, yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
I wonder if that is an evolutionary thing as well. It's because most of you think if we came from animals, we would have been living outside anyway.
Do you think I came from a fish?
Fucking fish. Right, you're a freaking, like, bloody humpback whale.
That was a fish! That was a fish.
Oh my good God. I'm now going to have to look up the categories of fish now, just to look.
I know it's a mammal, but it's still a fish.
Jesus, somebody come and get me help. Please, I'm begging.
I'm not budging. It's a fish.
Oh no. But we were outside. We lived outside.
Yeah.
We lived in caves.
Yeah.
We didn't live in brick houses with central heating.
No, we didn't.
So perhaps that's why we crave to go back to that. Because it keeps us in touch with that and grounded.
Yeah. And also, you see, you've got the moon, haven't you? See, the water is controlled by the moon.
It is.
And we're a lot of water.
We are between 70 and 80% water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like you say, that flows, that ebb and that flow. The moon ebbs and flows.
We can fight nature as much as we want, but it will always be in control.
It will, though.
So we need to listen to that as well.
We need to understand that she is never going to go away.
Love that shoe.
She isn't she? She is Mother Nature. But we're not. It's never going to go away.
No.
And it will always take things back.
We
just need to work in harmony.
Yes. In harmony with her and in harmony with ourselves.
Exactly.
Looking after ourselves because we're worth it.
Oh, that's a L'Oreal advert now, isn't it? I know.
Yeah.
Other shampoos are available. L'Oreal. Because I'm worth it.
True though. No. We are worth it.
We are worth everything.
We're worth looking after.
We're worth more expensive shampoo than L'Oreal, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Not that I use shampoo, but that's a whole different story. But yeah. We're worth the most expensive shampoo and conditioner we can buy.
Or
whatever you choose to use on your hair.
We're worth the time and effort to look after ourselves.
We are.
Because we only get this body once, so we got to need to take care of it.
Good fucking job, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
Next
time you come back a bear, I'm coming back as a fish. I'm not sure I'd want to be a fish.
Not if I'm a bear, you wouldn't, because I'd eat you.
You would as well.
I'd come swimming in to find you. I'd hook you up as a nice salmon and I'd go nom, 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 nom. And then I'd fuck off to hibernate.
Wow.
So you might need to come
on
back
that
as a
note.
We'll love you and leave you.
I'm off to I don't know. Hibernate, but not as a fish.
No, you'll have to come back as a fish in a different life, not to the same one as I come back as a bear.
Okay.
We'll have to make this contract before. Right, my darling lot, have an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye. So much for listening to Chatting Bollocks and Bull with Lynn and Tracy.
If you would like to see or hear more of us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or of course by subscribing to the podcast.
If you share this podcast with others, you will make two old birds very happy. And finally, if you want more bollocks and bull in your life,
and who wouldn't,
then sign up to our newsletter. The link is in the show notes.
That's all, folks.
Love ya!